We're joined here by President Ronald Machtley from Bryant University. President Machtley, it's always a pleasure. Can you give us a little clue as to the conversation in the room this morning?
Well, it was a very collegial conversation. We're very positive about the ability of our league to move in excellence, to make sure that we're recruiting the right kind of athletes and going to succeed in the sports that we all participate in. The leadership that Noreen Morris has provided has been exemplary. We're all very supportive of her. And I think as a conference, we're looking for bigger and better things in the future.
Now, with the myriad of changes in intercollegiate athletics at the current time, are you confident that the NEC is properly positioned moving forward?
I think we're in a great position right now to move forward. We've focused on basketball, how to make sure that that's a marquee sport. We're also looking at our other sports. We're looking at football. We're looking at our opportunities for playoff berths. And I think that the NEC is positioned very well to not only exceed expectations within the league, but to exceed expectations out of the league in the playoff berths.
And real quick, before we let you head back up to Rhode Island, can you give us a little update from your campus in Smithfield? Any good things happening up there?
Well, we are very excited about our ability next year in the fiscal year 12-13 to participate as a full Division I member. We'll be eligible for playoffs. Our teams have been waiting for this moment, and I think that we'll be ready, and we'll be ready to compete full force in the league and hopefully get to some playoff berths.
We're here with Vice Admiral Paul Gaffney, the president of Monmouth University. President Gaffney, it's always a pleasure. Can you clue us in as to some of the conversation that happened in the room this morning?
Well, that's a big secret, Ralph. But well, we've actually been talking about all the new legislation that's being proposed in the NCAA and how that affects schools of our size and conferences of our size versus the big bowl championship teams that you see playing football in the fall.
Now, as you know, there are a ton of changes throughout the landscape of collegiate athletics at the current time. And are you confident that the Northeast Conference is properly positioned moving forward to continue to grow and succeed?
Yes, I am. I've actually been coming to these meetings now for 9 years, and I see a new intensity in the last couple of years among our presidents and with our commissioner to try to get in and make our voice heard in the NCAA like never before. And I think we're being quite effective. And many other conferences around the nation have actually joined in with us to try to have a greater voice, and I think we're being very effective.
And real quick before we let you head back down to the shore, I know there are always great things going on at Monmouth. Can you give us a little campus update? Anything you would like to share with us?
Well, in the athletic area, I'm very happy that we finally put lights on our soccer field. We have, as you know, a great men's soccer team and women's soccer team. And it's a great new atmosphere now with lights. So we did that for the first year. We have new stands for softball, which we're very happy about. And we're making a little progress in updating our football facilities, not the field itself, but the spectator facilities and the booth where you would sit as a famous announcer in the Northeast, those kinds of things. We're making some good progress there.
Well, that sounds great. I just want to thank you for your time, and I love the bow tie, by the way, so thank you.
Thanks, Ralph.
Thank you very much.
We're here with Dr. Gregory Dell'Omo, president of Robert Morris University, and fellow Jersey Shore guy like myself. It's always great to have you back in New Jersey, President Dell'Omo. Can you clue us in to some of the conversation that was going on in the room today?
Well, we were talking about a lot of the NCAA initiatives that are coming down the pike. As you've heard maybe about all the work groups that are looking at major issues and really a transformation of the way we do business at Division I athletics in the conference as well as the NCAA. And so we went through a lot of those issues in a very, very, I think, thorough and concise way, and how it would affect our conference, our level of play, and what will be our position on some of these issues as they go forward.
Now, I know you're very involved in the NCAA governance structure. You went to the presidential retreat, and of course there are a ton of changes now across the landscape of intercollegiate athletics. Do you feel that the NEC is properly positioned to succeed moving forward? And what kind of initiatives and things are the league and its administrators doing to make sure the league is ready to absorb these changes?
Well, one of the things that we're really concerned about is when any organization tries to go through these kinds of transformative changes, it's always very, very difficult. To do that, though, it's really important to make sure that all the key stakeholders have a voice in what changes are going to occur. That makes it just that much easier to implement once they are adopted. With that in mind, one of the concerns we've had as a conference for a long time, going back to a number of presidents who have represented our conference at the NCAA, has been the issue of full representation on the board of directors of Division I athletics at the NCAA. There is not full representation right now. All conferences do not have a seat at the table, and really has really weighted quite heavily towards the 6 large conferences where they have permanent seats on the board, and the other smaller conferences, FCS conferences, rotate basically almost every year, 8 years actually. And so it's really hard to really engage in those kinds of detailed conversations if you're not at the table. And so one of the things we've been working on at our conference is trying to push that agenda forward, to have the board really begin to consider it. It's been rejected a number of times, going way back, but now we seem like we might be getting a little bit more of an attention to the issue as part of the overall governance changes that the NCAA is thinking about. So I'm cautiously optimistic that not only will Northeast Conference, but other FCS conferences, hopefully someday will have a seat at the table every day.
Now, I don't want to put any added pressure onto Coach Andy Toole and his Colonials, but you have to be excited about what's going on with your basketball program, not only over the past few years, but this year in particular. Big win at Ohio U, beating LaSalle, A-10 school, beating James Madison. You have to be excited, no?
And Duquesne, don't forget Duquesne, our local rival. So we have 2 wins against 2 A-10 schools. Yeah, we're very excited. You know, as Andy came on board, with Mike Rice leaving, Andy was his associate head coach, and even though he's a relatively young man, still the youngest Division I coach in the country, Andy is mature beyond his years, not only in terms of basketball knowledge and coaching, but just in terms of his overall personality. And he has a great way of communicating with young men in a way that makes them really want to play hard and understand the same system that we've had in place for a number of years, strong defense, and really working hard. He's a great recruiter. He's a great builder of young men, like I said, and we're really excited about where he's taking this program and where we feel it's going to go, not only this year, but in the future.
Real quick before we let you go, are there any other updates that you would like to give us from Moon Township? Anything exciting going on your campus currently?
Well, a lot of changes happening on the campus. We're really in a growth mode right now. Even in spite of the economy, we've been very, very fortunate to be able to grow the campus. This year we opened a brand new school of business building, which has really been sort of our heart and soul for a number of years. And we're in the process of building a new school of communications, which will open a year from now. And then right after that, we're going to start a new school of nursing. So a lot more academic space going on campus, as well as residential. The campus has really changed over the years. It truly is a residential campus now, so much so that I built a brand new dorm this year, but we just went out and bought a Holiday Inn, which is about 0.8 of a mile down the road. That's going to become a new university housing for us in the future.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your time, Dr. Dell'Omo. All the best.